When I first sent my wife, I wanted to send her back. I wanted you to see how serious I was. I wanted to send her back because I felt like she was challenging me too much. I felt like she was applying too much pressure. I felt like she was stressing me out. I felt like she was trying to change me from certain ways that God made me. I wanted to send her back. I'm like, Lord, this package got delivered at the wrong address. This can't be for me. This ain't lining up with how I do things. It ain't lining up with my morals and values, and it ain't lining up with my personality. God, you must have meant to send this to a P.O. box or something. But I realized early on, a lot of my perspective was about me, and a lot of her perspective was about us. A lot of things that I said and I did was how I was used to doing things, how I like things, how I handle things. And a lot of the decisions that she was making at that time, thought processes that she's had, and ways that she wanted to do things was about us. And she asked me in the midst of a disagreement one time when I'm standing on business, and I'm telling her, like, this is how I do it, and this is me. And she said, I understand that works for you, but does that work for us? I had no words because I wasn't thinking about it like that. I had been single for so long, I didn't have to be mindful of a us. More than she was trying to do anything to change me, more than she was trying to do anything to get me to be how she wanted me to be, because this is how I thought about it, this is how I perceived it. More than any of that, God was using her to disrupt certain patterns in my life. God was using her to disrupt certain ways that I thought, certain ways that I did things. Because of my conviction, because how much I want God's will in my life, I'm like, Lord, change me. She used to ask questions because she wanted to know me on a deeper level. I used to get real mad, like, I'm answering your questions like that's all I got. She wanted to know a deeper me that I didn't even know of myself. I had been such a people pleaser for so long that everything that I was and became was about pleasing somebody else. And when you spend your life in a place of pleasing other people, you lose sight of who you are outside of pleasing people. So I had to study myself. I had to study my habits. I wouldn't have gotten to the place of evolving to the better me if it wasn't for God sending my wife. And I wasn't a bad man. You know, I got flaws, faults, and shortcomings like everybody else. But God wanted to take me to the next place. He wanted me to evolve into the most authentic version of myself. And without God bringing my woman to put the pressure on me, then I wouldn't have been able to do that. And so I thank God for her. God knew exactly what I needed. I was used to women that submitted to the way that I was. And so even if a woman had an issue with the way that I was or the way that I handled things, they may voice their opinion or their perspective or their feelings about it. But when I stood on business, you know, they kind of digressed and simmered all the way down and kind of fell back. And she wasn't falling back. She wasn't falling back. She was like, I done did too much work. I done been to therapy. I done had counseling. I know I used to struggle with this, and that. And sir, I'm not going to let you take me back there. And was it a hit to my ego and my pride? 100%. Absolutely a hit to my ego and my pride. But what kept me is the fact that I wasn't seeking or searching or looking for her. God sent this woman. So am I going to allow my ego and my pride to cause me to miss the blessing that God has for me in this woman? If we go back to the Garden of Adam and Eve, this is my rib. And when God put Adam to sleep and took the rib from him to create woman, God knew exactly which rib he took. And not only was that rib a part of Adam in order for Adam to be whole, but that rib also was a protection for Adam because that rib protected Adam's lungs. You know, it protected his vital organs in certain ways. So not only did I need her so that way I can be whole because she's the rib that came from me, but there's also a protection that comes from her. And I realized that in God using her to apply pressure to me to get better, it was God's protection that I don't stay the same. It was God's protection that I don't get complacent. But like I said in the beginning, when God first sent her, I was about to get that postage, that return postage, and send her right back. But I thank God for my relationship with him, that I didn't spoil the blessing that he had for me. I thank God for my relationship with him, that even in the hard times, and it made me question, Lord, did I hear you right? You sure that this is what you said? God never changed his mind. And in me standing on that, being able to hear the voice of God, I am and I have evolved into a person that I have never been. I am the most emotionally mature than I've ever been in my life. I thank God for my wife, and I don't care who getting tired of it or how much you get tired of it. I'm gonna be her biggest cheerleader until God call one of us home or both of us home.